Okay, now the quality we're going to talk about this week is hardworking. The definition of hardworking is the quality of repeated, persistent laboring in order to achieve an objective. Repeated, persistent labor in order to achieve an objective. The quote is by Will Rogers, and Will Rogers said the only time success comes before work is in the dictionary, which is very true. Hardworking, the butterfly. I'm going to have to read this because I don't think I could do it justice by telling it, so I'm going to read it. It says, when he was a small boy, he had loved butterflies, not to net and mount them, but to wonder at their designs and habits. Now a grown man, with his first son to be born in a few weeks, he found himself once again fascinated with a cocoon. He had found it at the side of the park path. Somehow the fragile case had been knocked from the tree and the cocoon had survived undamaged and still woven to the branch. As he had seen his mother do, he gently protected it by wrapping it in his handkerchief and carrying it home. The cocoon found a temporary home in a wide-top mason jar with holes in the lid. The jar was placed on the mantel for easy viewing and protected from their curious cat, which would delight in following the sticky silk between its paws. The man watched his wife's interest, which lasted only a moment, but he studied the silky envelope. Almost imperceptibly at first, the cocoon moved. He watched more closely, and soon the cocoon was trembling with activity. Nothing else happened. The cocoon remained tightly glued to the twig, and no signs of wings existed. Finally, the shaking became so intense that the man thought the butterfly would die from the struggle. He removed the lid on the jar, took a sharp penknife from his desk drawer, and carefully made a tiny slit in the side of the cocoon. Almost immediately, one wing appeared and then outstretched the other. The butterfly was free. Almost immediately, it seemed to enjoy its freedom and walked along the edge of the mantel. But it did not fly. At first, the man thought the wings needed time to dry, but time passed, and still the butterfly never flew. The man was worried, called his neighbor who taught high school science. He told the neighbor how he had found the cocoon, placed it in a mason jar, and the terrible trembling as the butterfly struggled to get out. When he discovered how the man had carefully made a slit in the cocoon, the teacher stopped him. There's your reason. You see, the struggle is what gives the butterfly the strength to fly. And so it is with people. Sometimes it's the struggles in life that strengthens you the most and gives you the ability to fly. It is the adversity in life that strengthens you and gives you the ability to cope with problems. That's what hard working is. When you learn to work hard, you develop this quality that allows you to fly. If somebody else is always doing the work for you, if someone's always writing the paper, doing the research, or doing the work for you, then you never learn how to really do it yourself. And that's why hard work is such a quality that we have to develop. Give a life example of the butterfly. How can you rejoice in hard times? When you have the struggles, how do you rejoice in those? It says for you to rejoice in hard times. Why do you rejoice in hard times? How does overcoming the difficulty develop your character?